And following the open platform, we are combining the event, and here is the start list for the female platform. So we will run straight from open platform all the way through to our final divers from Neptune. Opening this evening's finals, we have Mr. Ben Cutmore and Mr. Ewan McCabe, dive London Aquatics Club and Plymouth Diving. Inward dive, piped, 10 metre. Execution 8-8-8-8. Synchronization 8-7, 7.5, 8-8. Noah and Leighton, Team USA, forward 1.5 somersaults piped. Execution 6, 5.5, 7.5, 8. Synchronization 6.5, 5, 7, 7, 7. Philip and Melker, Stockholm, forward dive piped, 5 metre. Okay, so we do have a scratch for Philip and Melker. So we will move forward to Callie and Sophia. Forward dive piped, 7.5 metre. Team USA. Execution 7.5, 6.5, 7.5, 7. Synchronization 7, 6, 8, 7.5, 7.5. Francesca and Alice, south end diving, back 1.5 somersaults, half twist, free position, 7.5 metre. Execution 7, 7, 7, 7. Synchronization 7, 7, 7.5, 7, 7. Jessica and Jamila, Edinburgh Diving Club, back dive piked, 7.5 metre. Six and a half, 7, 6, 6. Synchronization, 7, 8, 6.5, 7, 6.5. Pooja and Vera, back dive piked, 7.5 metre. Execution, 6, 7, 5.5, 6. Synchronization, 6, 8, 6.5, 6.5, 7. Corinne and Livia, Dive London and City of Leeds, back dive piked, 10 metre. Execution, 5.5, 6, 4.5, 6. Synchronization, 6.5, 7.5, 6.5, 6.5, 6. Mina and Sienna, SK Neptune, reverse dive piked. Execution, 5, 5.5, 6.5, 5.5. Synchronization, 6.5, 7, 6, 6, 6.5. Round 2, Ben and Ewan, back dive pike, 10 metre. Execution, 8, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5. Synchronization, 8, 8, 7, 8, 7.5. Noah and Leighton, back dive piked, 10 metre. Synchronization 3, please. Thank you. Execution, 5.5, 6, 5.5, 6. Synchronization, 5.5, 6, 6, 6.5, 6. Callie and Sophia, back dive piked, 7.5 metre. Execution, 7, 8, 6.5, 6. Synchronization, 7, 7.5, 6.5, 7, 7. Francesca and Alice, reverse dive pike, 7.5 metre. Please bear with us and we will bring you your score shortly. Execution, 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5. Synchronization, 5, 5, 6, 6, 5.5. Jessica and Jamila, reverse dive piked, 7.5 metre. Execution, 6, 6.5, 7, 6.5. Synchronization, 6, 5, 6, 7, 7. Paju and Vera, reverse dive piked, 7.5 metre. Execution, 5.5, 6.5, 6.5, 7. Synchronization, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6.5. Corinne and Livia, reverse dive piked, 10 metre. Execution, 6.5, 6. 6, 5.5. Synchronization, 6.5, 6. 6.5, 7, 6. Mina and Sienna, back dive piked, 7.5 metre. Execution, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7. Synchronization, 7, 6, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5. And that brings us to round 3. Ben and Ewan, reverse 3.5 somersaults with tuck, 10 metre. Execution, 6, 5.5, 6, 6. Synchronization, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, 6, 6. Noah and Leighton, back 2.5 somersaults, 1.5 twists, piked, 10 metre. Execution 7, 7, 6.5, 6. Synchronization 6, 7, 6.5, 7, 7.5. Callie and Sophia, inward 2.5 somersaults with tuck, 7.5 meter. Execution 7, 7, 5, 5. Synchronization 5, 5.5, 5, 6, 5.5. Francesca and Alice, forward 2.5 somersaults piked, 7.5 meter. Execution 5.5, 5, 6.5, 6. Synchronization 5, 6, 6.5, 6.5, 6. Jessica and Jamila, forward 2.5 somersaults piked, 5 meter. Execution 5.5, 6.5, 5.5, 5. Synchronization 6, 7.5, 6, 6, 6. Paju and Vera, forward 2.5 somersaults piked, 7.5 meter. Execution 5.5, 5, 6.5, 5. Synchronization 6, 6.5, 6, 6.5, 5.5. Corinne and Livia, inward 1.5 somersaults piked, 10 meter. Execution 5, 6.5, 7.5, 7.5. Synchronization 5.5, apologies, 5, 5, 5.5, 6, 5. Mina and Sienna, inward 2.5 somersaults with tuck. Execution 4.5, 5, 6, 5. Synchronization 5, 6, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5. And that brings us to round 4. Ben and Ewan, back 2.5 somersaults piked, 5 meter. Execution, 6.5, 6, 7, 6.5. Synchronization, 5, 5.5, 5, 6.5, 6. Noah and Leighton, inward 3.5 somersaults with tuck, 10 metre. Execution, 3.5, 2.5, 6, 5.5. Synchronization, 4.5, 5.5, 5.5, 5, 5. Callie and Sophia, reverse 2.5 somersaults with tuck, 10 metre. Execution, 6, 6, 6, 5. Synchronization, 6.5, 7.5, 6, 6, 5.5. Francesco and Alice, back 2.5 somersaults with tuck, 7.5 metre. Synchronization, apologies, execution, 4, 4.5, 4.5, 4. Synchronization, 5, 5.5, 6, 4.5, 5. Jessica and Jamila, inward 2.5 somersaults piked, 10 metre. Execution, 7, 7, 5, 5.5. Synchronization, 6.5, 6, 6.5, 6, 6.5. Paju and Vera, inward 2.5 somersaults with tuck, 7.5 metre. Execution, 4.5, 6, 6, 5.5. Synchronization, 6, 6.5, 6, 6, 7. Corinne and Livia, forward 2.5 somersaults piked, 5 metre. Execution, 4.5, 6, 6, 5.5. Synchronization, 5, 4.5, 5, 5, 4.5. Our final final divers in this round, Mina and Sienna, forward 1.5 somersaults, 1 twist, free position, 5 meter. Execution 6, 6, 6.5, 6. Synchronization 6.5, 5.5, 7, 6, 7. Round 5, Ben and Ewan. Forward 3.5 somersaults with tuck, 7.5 meter. Execution 6, 5.5, 7, 6.5. Synchronization 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Noah and Leighton reverse 2.5 somersaults with tuck, 10 meter. Execution 5.5, 4.5, 7.5, 6.5. Synchronization 5, 5, 6, 6, 7. Our final round of dive for the female event. Callie and Sophia, Team USA, back 2.5 somersaults, half twist, piked, 10 meter. Execution 6, 6, 6.5, 6.5. Synchronization 6, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 6. Francesca and Alice, South End diving, inward to 2.5 somersaults with tuck. Execution 4.5, 5, 7.5, 6.5. Synchronization 5.5, 6, 5.5, 6, 6. Jessica and Jamila, Edinburgh Diving Club, forward to 2.5 somersaults, 1 twist, piked, 10 meter. Execution 7, 7, 6, 6. Synchronization 6, 5, 6, 5.5, 6.5. Paju and Vera, Tirat Diving Club and Vanta Diving, back 2.5 somersaults, half twist, piked, 10 meter. Execution 7, 6.5, 6.5, 6. Synchronization 6, 7.5, 5.5, 6, 6.5. Corin and Livia, Dive London Aquatics Club and City of Leeds Diving Club. Back 1.5 somersaults, 1.5 twists, free position, 5 meter. Execution 6, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5. Synchronization 7, 8, 7, 6, 7. Our final dives for the female platform synchro category. Mina and Sienna, SK Neptune, forward 2.5 somersaults, piked 7.5 meter. Execution 5.5, 6, 4.5, 3.5. Synchronization 5, 6.5, 6, 5.5, 5. Our final round of dives in the open platform synchro category. Ben and Ewan, Dive London Aquatics Club and Plymouth Diving, back 2.5 somersaults, 2.5 twists, piked 10 meter. Execution 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, 7. Synchronization 6.5, 8, 7, 6, 7.5. Our final divers of day 2 of the London Legacy Open. Noah and Leighton. Team USA, forward 3.5 somersaults, piked 10 meter. Execution 7.5, 7.5, 3.5, 4. Synchronization 5, 6.5, 6, 5.5, 4.5. Okay, we will do medal presentations for this event as soon as possible once we've printed and verified the results. Could Ben, Ewan, Noah and Leighton make sure you're straight into your tracksuits, please, once you've spoken to your coaches, and come over to the medal presentation area. And for the female event, I will announce the results very shortly. And we have tabulated the results for the open platform synchro final. And they are as follows. Taking home a silver medal from the USA with 287.64 points. Horitz and Dean. And taking home a gold medal with 338.16 points, Benjamin Cutmore and Ewan McCabe, Dive London Aquatics Club and Plymouth Diving. Gentlemen, if we can get you in your tracksuits, please, as soon as possible, and over here to the medal presentation area. And the results for the female platform event are as follows. In 6th place with 201.36 points, Corinne and Livia. In 5th place with 203.07 points, Mina and Sienna. In 4th place with 206.10 points, Francesca and Alice from Southend. And your medalists, and the medalists required in the medal presentation area as soon as possible. In 3rd place with 215.10 points, Paju and Vera, Tirat Diving Club and Vata Diving. In silver medal position with 229.23 points, Jessica and Jamelia, Edinburgh Diving Club. And your winners with 230.58 points, Callie and Sophia, Team USA. If I can please have our medalists to the medal presentation area as soon as humanly possible, that'd be greatly appreciated. The pool is open for open training until 9 p.m. So the boards are open until 9 p.m. for open training.